Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. I hope you're all well and you've had a cracking weekend. Or I suppose if you're watching this in the future, then I hope you had a great weekend the weekend before. I'm sure there's always a weekend that you're very close to. That was a ramble. Anyway, the product that we're going to look at today is something that I've been testing out whilst I've been testing out quite a few other different products. Because of the way that this can be used, it just slips in as a kind of a complementary kind of product. So let's get to it, but what we're here today to look at is the Nitecore NPP10, which stands for Nitecore Pocket Pouch. This little pouch, I'm just going to take it off. So we'll go through how this is used, but there's quite a few different functions that you can use for this, and I think being able to pinpoint one it's been quite tricky, but I think in a strange way that's actually what makes this really useful, because it can be used for lots of different situations. Now what I'll do is, as I usually do, we'll turn the camera around so that we can have a closer look at this and see what this little funky organizer can do. While I'm doing that, if you like this content at any point, please, if you'd like to show that you appreciate my content, hit that like button, subscribe button. But for now, let's turn the camera around and look at the NPP10. As we usually do, we'll go through dimensions, materials, and then the actual pouch itself. So measurements wise, it measures 125mm by 95mm, 10mm deep. That 10mm, I'm guessing that must be some sort of rough average, mainly because this is 3 layers of polyester and it's definitely slimmer than 10mm, but I guess they've gone for an average depending on how much you want to fit in there. Or I'm guessing it will probably be that if you pack it right to the edge and to that way, then you can fit something. If you were to say put a metal slab in there, that's exactly what will fit. Obviously with you using it with different items like this, I've packed this for a kind of an EDC style build, and you can see that you can definitely make it deeper than 10mm. There are 2 versions of this. So this is the black version, which you can see here. There is also a camo version, which you can see here, and depending on which version you get depends on the material that it's made from. Now as far as the features are concerned, they are both exactly the same, but as I say, it just comes down to the polyester material that is used with each of those. So this black version that I have is a 500D water repellent polyester. The camo version, whichever camo it is that uses, is a 280D polyester blend. So I mean, we're talking about very tough packs, but if you're after, you know, as tough as you can possibly get, if you know that this is going to be used for a lot of hardware, then you'll probably get more hardware out of the black version. But I mean, kind of splitting hairs really, because a 280D poly blend is still pretty tough. As far as zips are concerned, so the zipper on here, it's a no-name zipper. However, the zips are very smooth. Rather than using a small zip on here, I like the fact that they went for a large zip. All of the stitching across the front here, and on the inside, all is reinforced stitching, so that if you're putting stuff in there, it has a level of reinforcement to make sure that those stitches will hold. Okay, so just going round the outside as I usually do. I appreciate I probably had the wrong one here. I probably should have got the camera version. It would appear better on the camera, so I do apologise about that. On the front, as you've just seen, there is this large zip which allows you to get into the main section. Beneath here, there are 2 pieces of 1-inch webbing that you can use to attach things to the front. The bottom one has a small Nitecore name tag on it. I was trying to think of the word then. I'd got a pouch in my head, but this is the pouch. So it has this one on there. You can still clip stuff to this, but it just means that it's a little bit thicker to be able to get stuff around. I think if you wanted to, you could probably take a stitch picker and you could take this off if needs be. But that is mainly the front. You have this large mouth with the zip on there, and then you have these pass-throughs that you can use. On the back there is another large pouch, which again we'll get to, which goes all the way down, that's sewn into these corners that can be used for stowing extra things. Then on the side there is a small piece of paracord, and then you have this long-ish paracord lanyard to it. So when I've been testing this out, at first it didn't really. I'll take this off, but I actually put this back on mainly because when I've been testing it out, I've been using this as like lots of different things. I've used it for some of my camera gear. I've used it for EDC on days out when I've tried to have a minimal carry where I've not took a bag and I've took something out like this. I've also been putting poo bags in it so that when I walk the dogs, having this over my head, around my shoulder has generally actually worked really well. But if you don't want it on there, it's really easy. You've got this little plastic clip, which because I have to do it on camera, it always is more difficult. So you can take that off and just run it as a little pouch. The way that this has been set up, I've set this up so it's a kind of EDC pocket organizer style carry. So on the front, I've just clipped in a knife. This is the Boca Tech Tool 1. And then I've also added the Nitecore Tip SE. So little flashlights like this, especially these pocket keychain style flashlights, when they have a clip on them, they clip really well onto the front of this, and I think that's great because if you have this in your pocket and you need to get something quickly, rather than removing the whole thing from your pocket, you can have your flashlight on there and then just take it out. It's great to be able to have that organisation and as part of it, but also you can just take it off when you need it. I'm going to flip this over onto the back, mainly because in this back section you can fit in a Rights in the Rain notepad, which fits in perfectly. I think, what are the other ones? I forget the other name of the other ones, but I think they'll fit in there here as well. But anything that is this kind of notebook size you can put in, so if you need to grab a pen, you need to grab something to write with, again, it's all part and parcel in here. You could definitely fit a lot in here. I'm sure you could fit a mobile phone in there as well. I don't think it's predominantly designed for mobile phones, mainly because there's no sort of retention or anything like that. It's just this main pocket that you can get stuff in and out of. But especially for a pocket carry, generally because they're vertical like this, it's great to be able to have these things that you can slide in and out and be able to take out of your pocket reasonably easy at a pinch. Then on the inside, as far as organisation in here, well, I mean, there isn't any organisation. It is just a large pocket. So in here, what I've done is, hopefully you can see, I've put in a wallet. Here I've got all of the cards. I generally carry between 6 to 10 cards. Now, if you wanted to compartmentalise and have a wallet within there, then that's great. But if you didn't want to do that and you just wanted to carry your cards and some cash, then they slip in there, and you can carry it and just use this as a zip pouch style wallet, which again would be able to reduce a little bit more weight. So you need to use your card, you use your card and then put that back. Or if you need to grab some cash, you can do exactly the same that's in there. What I've also got is I've got a Ranger band with some wired headphones. This is one of my favouriteest uses of a Ranger band, for keeping your wired headphones in there. And then just in case there was the off chance that you didn't want to carry a pen, actually, I didn't even think about that. Hey, check that out. Okay, so Parker Giotto will actually fit in it. But just in case you didn't want to do that, here I've got another Fisher Space Pen. So as far as the dimensions, the inside of this is the full dimension of this small pouch. And then when it's empty, again, as you can see, if I squeeze that down there, you can see hopefully that is definitely less than 10 millimeters. I found that this is quite useful in the fact that because there's no organisation in here, sometimes you find with organisation that you want to use it in a specific way, and then when there's less organisation, it just lends itself more to being used in lots of different ways, because you're just putting stuff in here, and I think that's the beauty of this small little pouch. And the way that I've been testing this is just trying to see how many different ways in which I can use it, and I've found that there has been generally nothing that I've tried this with that I've just thought, yeah, it's great. So like I say, you know, I've had my camera equipment in here, I've had spare batteries, I've had the cables that I use for all of this sort of stuff, and it's been great because I can just throw it in my camera bag and it's there. I didn't think to try this, but you could probably also use this if you maybe put something on here. Then you could have this as a small kind of bumps and scrapes pouch. But I've used it just like this. You know, I've been out, I've done day trips where I've had my wallet in here, I've had my keys in here. I've also had. The main reason that I put that in there is because generally that's how I have used that with a small pen in here. So on the days when, as I say, if you want to have a very small carry, you don't want to take a bag with you, but there are certain things that you want to carry in a pocket organizer, you can put all of that stuff in there. Plus, you know, there's the extra little bits that you can carry on the outside as well. So the beauty of this really has been just in this little lanyard that I really didn't think that I'd use at first. In fact, you know, I did. I took it off because I just didn't see any point in it. However, it's great as a little grab bag, it really is. Specifically for dog walking when I've been out. I take the boys for a walk in the evening. I've got poo bags in here, I've got a flashlight in here, throw it over my shoulder like this. It doesn't need to be a big bag. We're not really talking about ergonomics at the end of the day because it is just 510 paracord. If you wanted to, you can cinch it in a little bit if you have a smaller build. That's certainly possible. There is a sliding pinch clip on there, but you know, a few poo bags, flashlight, that sort of stuff, it all just fits in really well. I'm actually really impressed with this, mainly because this was just bought on a whim. I was looking through Nitecore's website and noticed that they just released this and thought, yeah, why not, let's try it. The main reason for that, why not, let's try it, generally came down to the price. I think Nitecore have done a very good job with building this, and especially in the competitive price that they've attached to this. So here in the Kingdom of the Moorlands, these sell for roughly 12 quid. The quid is the local currency. It's very similar, if you check the exchange rate, to a pound. 12 quid is roughly 12 pounds. But I think for 12 quid to be able to pick one of these up, I'm actually going to pick a couple of these up because they are very budget friendly. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a giveaway. So the giveaway for this is, all you have to do is leave a comment below, and in that comment you just have to put whether you'd like a black or whether you'd like a camo version. And then what I'll do is, I think it's Sunday the 3rd, I'll triple check and I'll put it here, but I think it's Sunday the 3rd of October at 7:30 here in the UK. When I usually release my videos, I will do a random choice from the comments below here, and I will pick one lucky winner. I'll get in touch with you. It's open worldwide. I think for the price and the postage, it's certainly not gonna be a lot to post it to you wherever you are in the world. The only other condition is that you need to subscribe to me. So subscribe to me, and then in the comments below put whether you prefer the black or whether you prefer the camo version. I'll also leave some of my social media links. So I'll leave a link to this if you want to pick one of these up in the description below. I'll leave some social media links to me as I usually do. As this is YouTube, you know, I always get to the end and have to say the same, and that is that if you've enjoyed any of this content at any point, then please feel free to hit that like button, hit subscribe and the notifications, and share. Apparently sharing is quite important, so even if you just hit the share button and then send it to yourself via WhatsApp, that does exactly the same. Okay, so for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.